going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Glad you're here. So we're going to be doing some much needed upgrades on our Speedway Motors T-bucket. Essentially, I got to the point where I've kind of gotten somewhat agitated with a few design flaws that we did, and I think it's time to do some cutting, do some installing on some much needed items. But you know what? I heard a rumor earlier. YouTube's offering free channel subscriptions this week only. So let's go ahead and spin this sucker around real quick here. There's one oversight that I failed to do when I built this T-bucket, and it was to get to the gas tank. There's no way to really get to the gas tank on this thing. The only way to get to the gas tank is remove that hood pin, remove this hood pin, and essentially pick this thing up and fill it up. It's total pain in the butt. So we're gonna install a fuel door right in the middle. That way we have easy access. You know what, I don't even like the way that one looks here. Let's go a little step further. We're gonna install a fuel door. Now, I'm not very good with measurements, pretty dyslexic. I don't really know how to read, can't count, was never learned, but I think with a tape measure, you can kind of figure out where our center point is, where that gas cap is, cut a nice little hole and mount this in here. That way, hopefully it'll be a little easier. The only issue we might have is I don't think this door is gonna be tight with my hands. Let's check it out. Looks like our trunk lid got warped. Yeah, look at that. Huh. It still sits like it's level up here, but it's no longer sitting, well, it's too late now. So let's take a peek at our little fuel thing we got going on here. So I'm thinking measuring, find the center point. This thing looks like, even though it's off, it actually sits kind of in the middle, surprisingly. I didn't even measure it, so that worked out pretty well. Our fuel door is a little small. I'll tell you what, I searched and searched and searched for a good door, and I couldn't really find one that I like. So my little hot dog fingers here, I think we'll be all right with that. It'll be a little tight to get in there, but I think we'll be okay, as long as we don't screw up the measurements now. So let's do this again. 44.5 for the bucket. Okay. So 44.5, this will come off, 44.5. I think it comes off, right? Oh yeah, that'll come off. Okay, 44.5. And then our center point is, well, we're about 10 in. So 10 in. And then the middle is going to be 22 3/4. 2 3/4. Now let's put the trunk lid back on and let's check out how wide this thing is, because it's not actually the same. Let's see where we're at. So this is actually 45. So a whole nother ½ inch. All right, so I had to do some deep thinking and meditation on this one for a little bit, and I'm serious, I can't count. So here's what we got going. I found out edge to edge, taking into consideration our little lip for the fiberglass, we're about 23 3/8, give or take a couple feet. And then on the inside here, we're about 10 3/8 as well, give or take a couple yards or so. All right, so I think we got ourselves some good numbers, but I'm gonna put these in first before we go any further. That way, everything is just level. Man, I think my wheel's about to go out of my chair. You guys like my 3 holes I cut here though? This one was right on the edge, kind of in the middle. We're definitely in the middle there, but this is still within the cut area. We're coming out another ½ inch on each side here, so yeah. Say I've got pretty damn lucky on that one. All right, not too bad. Cleaned out that hole just a little more, but let's go ahead and set it on top. And with my scientific abilities, look at that. Oh boy, that is right on point there. So we'll need to set the door on it and kind of get our edges. See if we can make this work. You know what, now that I think about it, this is almost like too deep in here. Wow. I think I might need to 3D print a little handle because we elevated this up, and with our setup, we're almost like too far from that. And then once we put the door in here, uh-oh. Man, I think we might have screwed up just a little bit. All right, let's see if we can freehand with this router. I don't have the right bit on it, but we'll find out. Yeah, I need to get a mask on. All right. Say that's a perfect hole right there. Still need to do one more thing though. I don't really want to necessarily bolt this directly into the fiberglass. Over time, I've noticed with this fiberglass, it kind of starts to, it doesn't hold as well. But I got a little bit of got a trick up my sleeve for that one. So we got our notepad. Let's grab some quick rough measurements here really quick. So 135. 103, 103, we're close enough. And then we're 103. I think you guys know where I'm going with this one here. The snowball effect is real on this sucker here. So if you look at the back of this, there is no meat to mount that thing at all. It's almost like it's designed to be recessed mounted, and went with this design here on the 3D printer just to prototype some stuff, almost like a bezel to then drop that in. But even with that in, yeah, we made a mistake. The reason we were doing the bezel as well, here's where I totally screwed up. I don't know what I was thinking. Why would I make a square hole? So didn't really think that one out. And then as I started looking at the mounting pattern, this is just not gonna work. So we're gonna go back to original design. And I'm thinking because of the design of our T-bucket, kind of the style that we're going with, I think this one's just it's a little too fancy for my taste. So we'll save that for our next build. Wait till you guys find out what that one is. I think this is gonna be a lot better here. We're gonna make the hole just a tad wider. And I think, see, I'll be able to get my hand in here. Now look at this one. This one is, like I said, it looks cool, right? But look how small that hole is. I mean, that's going to be very difficult to get my hand in here. I'm about 12 feet tall. Just kidding. Remember those Burger King commercials, the guys with the little, little hands in the big burger? But I think this is going to be better. So we're going to widen it out, take a little more real estate away from it here, smooth it up, and then that way I'll be able to actually get in here. And then I can store like some snacks in here, and I'll actually be able to get the stuff in here. Maybe like a tool bag on a string or something. If you ever put in outlets in your house instead of using your fist to, punch holes in the drywall, these make great tools. Man, it's a good cut right there. Oh yeah, I think that's gonna work out perfect. We'll get this cleaned up just a little more. And I think that's gonna work out a lot better for us right there. And then it'll be on a magnet. That'll look good. It'll look good with a nice piece of stained wood around it though. Kind of match our seats that we got going on. Kind of like something like that. That would actually be pretty cool. I'm thinking maybe next project. Let's move this down. Got a piece of wood somewhere. Well, a piece of metal, close enough. What? Man, this happens a lot with these drills now. I used to like these Cobalts, the older ones, but ever since I had it warrantied out, damn bits just are junk. Or well, I think the chuck is junk. And I'll check. I got some washers that are gonna go underneath. I may do some washers up top as well, but I think this is stainless hardware. So, all right. We got to drill those too now that this is centered. Oh wow, that's looking good right there. Let's step back. Guys, get a little bit of an idea. I'm thinking maybe powder coat this, or I may brush it just a little bit with a wire brush, or at least some sandpaper and WD-40 so that it matches the seats, because that's what I did on these after I built them. Just a little WD-40 and some 500 and then 1,000 on that. But I'll probably do the same thing with that, maybe get rid of the shine we got going on. So this is a pretty simple setup too. It's just a magnet, one of those little push down dingers. I don't know longevity wise how long it's gonna last. These are replaceable, you can get these. I think they're like $1.99. But we'll have to play with that and actually get that adjusted. So it's on. It looks actually looks pretty good. We are missing the lock nut and washer there, which it's no big deal. But I would say I'm pretty happy with that. But I haven't even. Does it work? Oh man, imagine that. Doesn't open. Great. All right. Let's try to fix that. See what's going on here. Keep bending these picks. That's why I keep buying them. Nice. Huh. How are we gonna fix this? Really get this in here. Oh. Oh, I lost it. I think this is gonna need a little handle on here. It's awfully dirty in there, but this is not working the way it's supposed to. Wonder why. But it works as a magnet, but that's about it. So, off to the 3D printer. Well, let me actually backtrack on that. I've been really thinking about this one, and I like to mount stuff on here, just like we did for Power Tour, and I don't want a knob in the way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get another magnet, essentially the same poles, and we're gonna make a magnetic door. Essentially, I don't want anybody screwing with my fuel door, dumping sand, any crazy X's that might be floating around somewhere still after all these years might dump something in my fuel tank. So because it's magnetized, we'll get a separate magnet that way, and we'll just put it on the body somewhere, and we'll just hit it, and this thing will pop up. We're gonna see how that works out for a little bit, and then maybe, just maybe, we may add a knob, but I don't know. I just like that flushness. Or if we get real crazy in a couple months, we can get one of those electronic ones. You know, the little actuator in there, like a door pop. You hit the little button and it just click. Yeah. Figured we'll go up to the gas station really quick. Not that we need to really test out the door, but I do want to see kind of how much easier it is to actually operate. It's pretty much dead out here. It's about midnight or so, so it's nice when there's no traffic out here. You can get away with a ton of shenanigans. Legal stuff. You know, stuff that has to be, you know, waiver only in Mexico. About a few years ago, there used to be no houses out here. Actually, people would come out here and essentially drag race, and within about 3 years or so, all these homes just completely popped up out here. Sure, a couple episodes back, right before Power Tour, we broke down in this same parking lot here. All right, moment of truth. How epic is this, right? No, I'm just kidding. Nice and clean in there too. Look at that. Oh man, this is so much better than removing hood pins during power tour. Oh God, I think we were removing hood pins about every 88 miles. But how much is gas here? 329. But yeah, $10. That's not too bad. But I'm glad we put the bigger door in here. This is a lot nicer. That's it. It's closed, nice and flush, and nice and clean. What's funny is this is exactly the same pump that we broke down at a couple months ago. So hopefully, yeah, baby. But you guys see, we got more gauges that are just slowly going out. I think the only thing that we got now is intermittent fuel. Water and oil actually do work, and the voltage one works when it wants to. I checked all the grounds and everything on this. The gauges are actually going bad. So we got a really nice set that's being sent over to us that I think we'll probably get in one of the upcoming videos or something and get rid of these mechanical. Plus, I kind of want a perimeter lighting. The backlighting ones, nah, they suck. Well guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me and working on the T-bucket tonight. I'd say we got a lot of stuff done on that sucker, and I'd say our little fuel door actually works out pretty well. So I'm really, really happy with that. We still have a lot of stuff that we have to do on this thing. Some stuff that we actually rushed during the build that I kind of want to go back and address, as well as we did do a speed budget build. So some of our budget parts are starting to fall apart, but our Goblin, stage 2 of the Goblin will be here in the next couple of weeks or so. So we're gonna start pushing ahead with this one here for the Goblin guys. So I'm really excited about this. Don't forget, it is frame number 500. I know it doesn't really mean anything, but still pretty cool. So that's all I got for you in this episode here, guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out, sticking around, and well, I'm gonna go for a test ride.